Good morning. It's Market Day Report on the air. Okay, we're starting the week, and I want to start with the market that's really traded in a tight range here over, well, the last year for sure. But a chance to get out and see the largest cotton growing region really in the world, contiguous cotton growing region in the world, and quite a few acres with no cotton in them at all. So what's happening with the cotton market? Look at this. We're still in that tight range at 66.72. It's up 2 points. But the interesting note here, it doesn't matter that we're seeing fewer acres of cotton. The price just is not moving higher. We could have bad news. We could have good news. Doesn't matter. That cotton is stuck in that really tight range. You really don't see it dropping below the new crop, below 66 really, and not much higher than 68 cents. Very interesting market. We'll have to wait and see if there's something holding it back, what it is, and what happens when it lets go. December spring wheat, that's the new crop, down 2 pennies, 673.5. Hard red after that big rally last week is 7 1/4 lower at 556, and in Chicago down 10 1/4, 557.5. Let's hit on soy oil, and that will work into the conversation in a moment with Tommy Grisafi. We're lower across the board. Soy meal contracts are lower as well, and then the soybean complex here, just the beans themselves, November 10.54 1/4, it's 6 1/2 lower, and we'll end on the corn market with December down 4 3/4 to start the week, 436 1/2. Tommy Grisafi's with Nesvick Trading, and I guess oil is really one of our top markets this week.
Yeah, crude oil opened here in the States at 5 o'clock Central. Very, very active open, gap open higher. Highest price we discovered was last night, up $3 to $4. We're now about unchanged on that. Can you hear me, Tony?
Yes, yes.
Very good. I feel like there's a reverb there. Anyway, crude, extremely volatile. Right before I put my headset on, President Trump said, we're going to drill, baby, drill. And crude oil was up 40 cents. It traded down 40 cents. With that, the markets are digesting the news. Was this a single event where we go in and we disable Iran nuclear facilities, or will this be continued? Will there be retaliation against our troops in abroad, or even something here in the States? So all eyes on safety here. Continued safety, and I'm not a politician. I'm not running for politics, but I do get to trade the markets, and the markets did a wonderful job of digesting that news. Highs were put in last night. We filled gaps, and markets are moving from there. So extreme volatility hitting the markets, all markets, whether it be gold, cattle, everything extremely volatile.
Well, you mentioned cattle, so how about we take a break? We'll come back and we'll talk about a cattle on feed report and cash trade last week. Market Day Report continues in a moment. Cash trade last week, 228 to 234 in the south. In the north, 236 to 237. Dress, 376 to 377. And already some complaints from feeders in the south with that lower trade at 228. It was actually only about 1,000 head sold at 228, but it really shifted things when it comes to when we talk about the grid and formula. All of that was based upon some of that early trade. So again, we'll talk about that more throughout the morning. Right now, to 22 higher on the front month for live cattle. That's 223 1/4 on the June. By the way, that expires 1 week from today. August, 210.80, and it's up 95 right now, higher across the board. Feeders, 90 higher front month at 303.35, 303 1/4 on September. That's $1.02 higher. And then the hog trade is mixed. up a nickel on the July, but the August, the most active, 112.12, it's down 32. Let's go across town. Tommy Grisafi, Nesvick Trading. Thoughts here on the proteins?
When I was sitting in your desk Friday, Tony, the cattle were up all day, quoting them up for people, and then they closed on the lows. So we gapped open lower here today, and we immediately filled those right back to unchanged and up on the day. So we've traded as low as down two here in feeders. We trade up 1.5. It's nice to see the price action, something for everyone. If you're bullish, you could sell them higher. If you're bearish, you can get in your shorts. Cattle are trading. Like you said, the cash markets are changing a little bit as we come into the 4th of July holiday. Big box stores should have what they need getting ready to get on the shelf here as we go shopping and take a few days off here to celebrate America, 4th of July. Back to you, my friend.
Right. And you mentioned earlier the gold market. Any thoughts here on a market that's been up nearly 28% year to date, but lower this past week and this past month?
Extreme volatility. There's a certain group of people who wants to own gold forever. There's people who are trading it. Gold also gapped open higher last night and then sold off. We've traded both sides this morning. It's pretty common this morning to see gold up 10, down 10. Extremely volatile. Again, what's your time frame on gold? Is it buying it and holding it for life, or is it buying it and getting out at lunch? Everyone's has a different agenda here.
Okay. Tommy Grisafi is with Nesvick Trading, and we'll see you back here next week.